This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised. Mission to 50.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where John interrupts me every third episode in the intro, I think.
What? No, I don't do that.
That's not true.
Who? Is it?
Hey, that's true.
I'm sorry.
But what we do every week.
I mean, I feel really bad when
Hey, John, you got to write data for that.
So, something that happens every third episode is TC just likes an old movie, so maybe that's something that's going to happen
Oh,
this week. But
wait, are you taking a bet?
I would bet I will, but it's not what I just hinted at. Would be my bet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
but now I'm puzzled. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, so we're watching this week, Singin' in the Rain. This movie was made in
Singing in the Rain.
Singin' in the Rain, 1951. Is that the year? 1952. There you go.
No, 52. All right.
Stanley, Donen, and Gene Kelly directed it. The synopsis is: a silent film production company and cast make a difficult transition to sound. And do we want predictions beforehand or not? I'll save it afterwards. You just got to trust me. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know. I'm torn. Will you do predictions? Do you want to do predictions?
Sure. I think both of you guys are going to like this one.
That's what I think.
Okay.
TC's not gonna-
Okay.
Okay, well, let's find out. John, what did you think?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this film. This
Nice.
film was awesome. I mean, some of the songs went on, and there was that middle one, which was like some kind of Macy's commercial for women in outfits. But whatever.
I mean, they probably, yeah, right. That's pretty
That
funny.
scene
man.
confused the hell out of me. I was like, wait a minute. What? I lost the narrative here. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just like, hey, we're gonna put this song in there. Okay, fine. But man, it was funny in spots. Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor were hilarious. I mean, it was really funny. I like watched it more than once, like not the whole thing all the way through because it just sort of depended on the schedule. But I was very happy to like put it back on and watch the scenes with Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor in particular, but also the director is hilarious. And go see this film, by the way. If you haven't seen it and you like comedies, go see it because we'll spoil the stuff that's sort of fun by talking about the really fun scenes.
I also would say that like I was kind of dreading seeing this because I think they tried to make me watch this in school or something like that.
Yeah,
I remember it being
I
like,
had the same feelings.
Yeah.
I had the same feelings.
and I remember it like not liking it because I was in school and I'm sure they showed me the
And you're
Singing in the
being forced
Rain
to do
part and I was just like, whatever, this is stupid.
Yeah,
But-
this is silly.
Yeah,
It's not.
I think you have to know what appreciation for stuff is to really like this movie. And when we were kids, I
It's
don't know if I had it.
true.
So
I also, it's like you don't get the weight of how hard everything they're doing is. Like
no,
watching
you
it
have
now,
no idea.
like,
Like,
oh my God.
look at this fool tap
Right, right.
dancing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know how long it takes to be able to do that shit? I still don't understand tap dancing, by the way. I never have and never will. I don't get why that was ever become a thing. Like, hey, look what I can do with my feet. It makes clicky noises. And someone's like, dude, I love clicky noises. Like, I mean, that's what had to have gone down.
Did you not like the
when
clicky
they were-
noises? I was a huge fan of the clicky noises.
I don't know. All I was thinking the whole time was like, did they fucking ADR all those clicks?
They did a lot of them, yeah.
Oh,
I
my
imagine
fucking
a lot.
Christ.
Definitely the Rain ones were ADR'd. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. But I mean, still, that's about all I thought about them, right? I mean, it's
But it was
fucking tap
ADR'd
dancing.
with real tap dancing sounds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like
I
they
mean,
tap
no, like,
danced to look good
was
once
great.
and then tap
it
danced
was
to sound
just,
good once.
you know,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like, it's tap dancing. It's not the
No,
movie.
but this
Yeah.
the synchronization
Like, what the
and
fuck is this
everything
shit?
that was amazing. That was impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
and just the acrobatics and just the choreography. All of it was just like wow. I mean, sometimes it was boring when some of the other dance numbers were a little strange, but
What was that song
Man.
about girls? It was like all new characters. I didn't really
Yeah.
understand. It was in the middle of the movie,
no,
kind
no,
of.
that was like the fashion show. I thought
No,
they
that
were-
was
they were
even
like,
before that, I think.
There's so many
Oh.
of them.
Yeah.
Really.
The fashion
The
show was like
girls
the
and the
beginning of the
characters.
super long, confusing portion towards the end. But there was a song with like a blonde actor who isn't in the rest of the movie, and he's like dancing around with a bunch of girls behind him.
Yeah, you're right. He's a bunch of girls, and then they like showcase girls in different outfits, right?
I thought that was later on when, like in the beginning of
No.
the.
There was the
ballad
Broadway
scene.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, the Broadway one. That one I thought was pretty cool. They did some pretty cool stuff there where they had people on the treadmills going by. That was kind of impressive, I thought.
Man, I'm
That was the
melding
Gotta
those two
Dance
scenes
one.
together.
Yeah, I think maybe you're blending it all.
Yeah, the scenes I didn't like are just like, yeah, sure, they're standing around in weird clothing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's so
But
true.
the chemistry between Gene Kelly and O'Connor is fantastic. The stressed out director is hilarious. When the blonde, whatever her name is,
With
is,
the wire?
is like, Yeah. And it goes through in the microphone, it goes through the wire, and it goes on a record.
And he's just like pulling out his hair.
I was cracking up. I thought it was just so funny to show this stressed out director that way.
What's this wire doing here?
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
This is dangerous.
This is dangerous. Yeah. That was a
And
great.
so you pull on it.
You yank it as hard as you can.
Yeah. Just get rid of the fucking thing. It's not doing anything. Yeah.
But it was
Anyways,
really funny. Donald O'Connor's like make him laugh routine was amazing.
That was the best one in the movie, I think, right?
Yeah. I guess he was hospitalized from smoking too much, 4 packs or something. Like, I don't know. There's some story about him just being a little stressed out there. But it was really funny and amazing. And I really like the scene how like I like the way it made fun of Hollywood too, and sort of like their own insecurities. Like Gene Kelly's character was, he lies about who he is and where he came from, and then he's also insecure that he's a really good actor or not. And then Debbie Reynolds, like how their first interaction where he's in the car, I thought was really great. And how they just sort of, piss each other off, basically. And then he sees her in the cake. And
Does he jump into her car from on top of a bus or something like that?
Yeah, because he's running with the fans and she's like freaking out. And then she learns that he's famous. And then he feels like he can use his fame to hit on her. And then she outright rejects him, which is, it was fantastic. And he sees her in the cake and he's like, well, now that I know where you live, I can walk you home. That was such a great line.
I love it when he hits his actual fake wife in the face and she's screaming and he's like, she was aiming for me. Like that was supposed to help console her from crying. Yeah.
I know. I mean, again, there's a lot of really, really well done comedy in this. And
this was pre-airplane type of comedy. There's one part where someone is trying to go home or something and they go, call me a cab. And one guy goes, okay, you're a cab. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's like straight out of Airplane or Naked Gun or something like that.
It's such a dumb, right.
But well done. Like between those two characters, like there's such great chemistry there that it works really well. Because O'Connor has all these quips all the way through it because that's kind of his character. But yeah, I was really amazed. I was worried because even like with some of these older films, like some like Hot and whatever that are supposed to be really good comedies, I haven't really got it. I haven't really thought that it was really that funny. But this one was. It was surprisingly funny. And then you add in some very talented dancing and some sort of making fun of Hollywood. It's a really good combination.
Yeah, and also kind of makes fun of Hollywood, but it also kind of praises it, and I kind of like that too.
Sure,
I feel. Yeah, I don't know. we all have talked shit recently on the movies about Hollywood because it's annoying because they all think of themselves so highly. But this one's like,
I don't know. I still thought that.
You still thought it was stupid because of that. I thought it was cool.
I mean, there were parts where I was like, I fucking hate this shit.
I like it how they kind of brought the technology side of it into it, though, like the whole how weird it must have been.
No, look, I want to have a disclaimer. Like, I don't like anything, right? I don't like anything fun. I don't like anything, like movies, so guaranteed.
You're not singling this out, really.
Yeah, if you're having a good time, fuck off. It's just me. So, curmudgeon. So, no, anyways.
Yeah. So, I agree, though. They show, like, the stress of it. They show, like, the nervousness and the risk-taking and the stuff that goes on, and I thought they did that pretty well, too.
Yeah, and it did things where it made me think about what actually happened. It was a pretty silly movie, and there was some, they literally dance around. Like, people don't do that, so it's not very realistic, but them bringing up all this other stuff in terms of how the industry transitioned, at least that happened, and it was, like, cool to think about, because I never thought about, there was once someone thought of the idea of, like, dubbing somebody else with somebody else's voice. Like, that was a breakthrough probably at one point, if, like, someone's voice sucked.
Oh, right.
And by the way, that video where the guy is explaining the audio at the party, that guy had weird teeth.
He had black outlines around his teeth.
Dude, it was from smoking, right?
It's
gotta be. Yeah, I think it was tar.
Cow.
That looked like tar.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I
thought that was there on purpose.
Oh,
really?
Maybe. They might have put something in his mouth to make it more like gross, you think? I don't know. What would the point be?
The front portions of his teeth, not in the outside, were like nice and white. It was like a frame around each tooth. It was just black.
I know. It looked like tar.
Yeah, it looked like mascara for your teeth or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what smokers used to get if they didn't have good teeth cleaning. Yeah, and they smoked the shit.
And they put him in the closest close-up in the entire goddamn movie.
I know. Or it's like,
maybe it was on purpose. Maybe they put something. Maybe they put something in his mouth that reacts with the film or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe the lighting was just fucked up and it picked it up weird.
Yeah,
true. Could be that too. I guess. Don't know. Yeah.
This movie looked pretty freaking good though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't look old.
No.
The way it was shot.
Felt old,
everything,
but not looked old.
everybody that was in this movie is dead. It's so weird seeing young people.
Everybody stopped. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're all dead. Like they look young in this, and like they're all energetic and shit. But now they're all on the ground.
That is
every single
sad.
one of them, huh?
Yeah, except for one of the smaller, like literally everybody except for the person who plays Zelda, who's like the friend of the blonde Ditz. And she doesn't have that
God,
much.
I hate her voice.
Oh my God.
One.
Yeah,
Fucking
it wasn't even
Christ.
entertaining. That was one of the worst parts of the movie, I thought.
That's the worst high voice I've ever heard.
It was pretty bad towards the end when she pulls her. Yeah, it was, but it's still, there was a lot of comedic effect.
The speech
for it,
therapy
but,
parts were pretty funny when she was trying to get her to say words normally and just could not do it at all.
She couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of color in this film, for sure.
Yep. Almost too much color. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it's like insane.
Yeah.
I was just happy it was in color.
Yeah. They used to overdo it back in the day, I guess. They're like, hey, we got color. Let's do
do
as
you
much
realize
as
we
we
can do this now? They're like, no.
It's
like,
also like a treatment, so it's not necessarily realistic, but because it's like there's a whole process, and however it was,
Technicolor. Yeah.
sort of made it look like a cartoon kind of.
In a way, right? They added too much. But it looks fucking great. I mean, it honestly looks great. So I don't know.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I didn't hate it.
Nice. Did you?
No,
Were you
it
medium
wasn't.
on it?
I mean,
or-
I was indifferent. Yeah. I mean, I honestly thought the most funny part was the end. But
what
I got lost
specifically?
just like the fact that they just did the ropes and then the thing opened and the whole fucking theater
The ropes was
dying
pretty damn
laughing.
funny. Yeah.
I was like, I just because they were dying laughing, I was dying laughing, but I didn't think anything else about like there were times too where the songs I'd just be like, oh my God, I don't care. And it was mainly because like I kept comparing it to like a Bollywood, but like all the songs have like huge numbers, and like I'm sorry, watching one person sing. And for some reason, it wasn't doing it for me.
You didn't even like the singing in the rain part when he's outside in the rain?
No, I did, but you could have cut it in half. I think I'm just I think I'm totally one of those millennials. Like I have no fucking patience anymore, and I should,
No, but I felt like if I had a criticism, other than the some of the musical numbers that seemed really out of place, but especially with all the different girls, that one just seemed strange. But I agree. I felt like a lot of the musical numbers went on longer than they needed to. But
I liked it. I thought the song was going to end because they were done singing and dancing, and then like the end of most of them, they just go fucking nuts with like weird dance moves, just running around the house.
Yeah,
I figured that's why the blonde guy was in there.
Yeah,
because it's like this is just part of the thing, right?
That's
They're
true.
just showing a.
Yeah,
but see, that's when for me, that's when I was tuning the fuck out.
I can understand.
I'm like, this doesn't have anything to do with the movie anymore. This is just a dance number.
Yeah.
But I loved when he's like first telling his story too, when Lockwood's there just telling his past, and you're seeing what him and Cosmo, all the different acts they did. It was great.
Yeah.
Because it was all just bam, bam, bam.
Also, the only other time I've seen the name Cosmo besides Kramer. Right? I mean, that's like the only other time I was like, Cosmo is actually a name? I thought Seinfeld made that up because of Kramer. I had no clue people actually were called Cosmo. But anyways.
That's I didn't think about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cosmo. I was like, wait, Cosmo? The fuck?
Cosmo Kramer.
Gene Kelly looks a bit like
Fassbender.
Really?
Oh, really? Is that where you went to?
I kept thinking Tappy Fassbender in my head.
Well, I kept thinking.
I was thinking more like
the guy from Mad Men.
Or whatever his name
From which one?
The guy from Mad Men. What's his name?
Oh, Don. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Don Draper.
That's not bad. Draper. That's close.
That's pretty good.
Something about the smile.
John Hamm. Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a young Orson Welles, maybe too.
I kept thinking Marlon Brando from afar, and then I'd get close and be like, that's not even close.
That's true. No, but from afar, in his little IMDb
he's got the
picture,
same, I don't know, maybe it's the slick back too. It's just a 50s look. I don't know.
Yeah.
He also definitely looks like an actor because
Side
you can
profile.
tell he's short because his head compared to his body is huge.
Oh, is that the short tell, huh?
It's the short. If your head looks huge, I mean, just look at Tom Cruise. There's rarely a shot where you have his body and his head in the same shot because it's so fucking off. The ratio is just off. So they try not to shoot him like that. And they actually had to shoot one of the scenes with the weird part of the movie where the dancer comes in. We don't know who she is, and she's in like the dream sequence part. The leggy dancer, she's taller than Gene Kelly, so they had to do the dance moves in ways. So he was always bent. She always had her knees bent. So you couldn't tell how tall she was compared to him.
Wow.
So they were doing tricks like that all the way back then. And he wore heels a lot.
I know, huh?
Because he's, tapping
Well, it is
around.
1952. So you got 20 years in, right? Almost at that point.
To the sound?
No, they're just doing tricks of the camera and shit. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess with the sound, not so. I don't know how long was sound. When were talkies done? I don't even know.
In the teens?
Oh, was it?
Maybe?
I don't know.
First talkies. Because they were definitely, talkies were around in the 20s, but the
So that's
jazz.
when they started experimenting
The
with
first
shit, right?
one was
So-
1927, The Jazz Singer. They talked about that in this one too.
Oh
Actually.
yeah, in this movie they referenced that. And went, it's the first movie. I never know. I did the wrong things.
Should have listened to the dialogue.
Did you just watch the movie, you fucking asshole? No, I mean not closely, obviously. So, yeah, that damn. So I mean, yeah, I can see them experimenting from 27 to 52 and getting some good little technique.
Yeah.
Have you guys actually seen The Jazz Singer at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be very dated because it's racist. There's people in blackface in it and all that stuff.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. There's people in blackface in this movie. Did you guys see that?
Oh,
What?
no, I did not.
Really? I missed it.
One of the scenes where the two lead guys are kind of walking around backstage and they're filming like a bunch of different sets. One of the sets is like a jungle set and there's like a bunch of white dudes in blackface.
Right. Well, he's like, well, there was some guy like dressed up like he had some huge mask on.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Frank, or whatever.
Oh man, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that scene, and they were having like dialogue on top of what was going on in the background. Someone like one of the other scenes in that shot was like they were dumping snow on a bunch of people singing on a freaking stand of some kind.
I like that. It was cool. They had like some people were on a train or something, and they had like a scrolling background going. I think that where they're just showing these like different sets.
How they would, yeah, and that must have been a lot of money to like. All right, we're gonna fake make this scene and then have that as the background to this other real scene. Just to make it look like these people are in the industry doing this stuff.
Yeah. They had some really cool sets. I'll say that.
They did.
Really cool sets.
Dude, that freaking Singing in the Rain thing was shot in the daytime.
Oh, no shit. How did they do that?
Apparently,
blocked out the sun?
Yeah, they blocked out the sun. There's like a 2-block stretch at MGM back then that they put blackout tarps over, like from the peaks of the house over the street so they could film nighttime scenes in the day on that street.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah.
And then just pour it down with rain machines.
Just pour it down with rain machines.
Yeah. And where was that shot? Cali? Thanks. It's probably the
Culver
beginning
City.
of the drought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
right.
the
exactly.
MGM lot.
Yeah, that's right. So they fucking taken, I mean, who knows what the drought situation was.
Well,
that was
so
a lot of
that-
water they were using.
That is actually a factor. It was only supposed to take one day to shoot it. But since like it was, hot all the time, people would come home around 4 or 5 o'clock and turn on their sprinklers outside, and it would lower the pressure for like the city's water, so they wouldn't have the pressure to shoot the scene.
Oh, wow.
So they ended up having to shoot like much later in the day, like in the nighttime they had to film it, just because.
Which is funny because like they were looking for that in the first place.
Yeah.
So it turns out if they had done a little research for water pressure, which I'm sure comes into other types of things later on in movies.
Probably. I don't know.
They probably took that data point and were like,
water?
if you're trying to do that much water again, fuck, you better do this shit at night.
That's true. It's like, we learned our lesson on that one. That's really,
yeah, right.
You use a lot of water making movies where people are dancing around outside.
Apparently.
That was overkill. Who doesn't?
Yeah, it was.
One of you don't like fake rain, right? Or you notice when it's fake rain?
I don't like
TC,
fake rain. Yeah, it's me.
Did you like it in this one?
I don't like anything, remember?
That's
Yeah, well, that's true.
If someone didn't like it, yeah, it was me. Huh? I mean, that again, by the halfway through that dance number, I was tuning out. So I wasn't thinking about the rain. I was just thinking about how, this
Wanted
doesn't
to
do
end.
anything for the story. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was way overkill. I mean, obviously, I didn't even consider it not being Rain Machine, I guess. Maybe that's why I wasn't annoyed, because I knew it right from the start.
Right,
yeah.
Like, they're not trying to get away with it here. This is fucking miserable. Look at this thing.
It's never rained this much ever.
Ever. Yeah, look how much water's coming out of that fucking pipe. Jesus, man. It's like a fucking river on that
Yeah,
thing.
maybe it's like
I'm
the
good.
downspout to like the roof, like 100 roofs, like up a hill or something. I don't know.
No, I think they had a rain machine just for that pipe. It was like just sitting on the pipe,
That was the easiest one because they didn't actually have to like spray it outwards to create rain.
Right,
They just dumped the water down.
They took a hose and they just throw it into the pipe and blast it, more like a fire hose.
And then you
Fuck,
got
how much
yourself a
water was
movie.
coming out of that thing.
Is what you do.
Hey, you got yourself a dance number, folks.
He apparently had 101 fever during the shoot of that scene too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is crazy because he looks really happy when he's singing about being happy.
Yeah. The water was cold. It felt kind of good.
Oh, is that what it was? Bringing
I
down
don't
his
know.
temp, do you think?
Bringing the temp down. Okay.
Nothing like being in a wet wool suit when you're, dying with a fever of 101.
Yeah, that's true.
At least it was wool though, right? Because wool keeps you warm when it's wet. I've heard that
Yeah,
before.
I think
I've heard that.
it also shrank reportedly though, because of that, right?
Which made him look even cooler. He got like the skinny jeans, whatever, skinny suit before it was a thing.
Nice.
Because suits were puffier back then. We can all agree on that,
Yeah.
right? TC, you live in LA. You ever gone to a party where they show a movie at the party?
I
An LA thing? They made it seem like it was.
don't know. I mean, I'm not really LA anything. I'm just low totem pole, so I'm going to party.
So they wouldn't invite me even if they did have it.
So like, are you talking about when I come home and sit on the couch and like watch Netflix, or are you talking about like other times? I
My
don't know.
roommate
What
walks
you-
in. That's a party, right? Two's a party.
What is this party you speak of? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I've never been to one. If there has been, I'm sure some asshole in LA has definitely got enough money to have a projector in his house and probably puts a movie on.
I don't know if I like that. Would that be weird? Going over someone's house and
I
like
don't know.
watching a movie with a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
other.
They're like maybe they're screening something, or they're showing you some dailies or something. I don't know. It's a big part. I don't know.
Or
how
you're
it
all
works.
actors in the room.
Yeah.
So then they're definitely doing it.
And you're like,
It's
look at how
you
good
gotta
I
look at
am in this
thing.
movie. Aren't I
Oh, so
good?
director told me to go left. I said, no, I'm going right, dude. And that was
Brilliant.
it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, you're so brilliant. And so, I'm not trying to, disclaimer, I'm not trying to marginalize any actor's experience. I'm just making fun of a certain few. Anyways.
AKA all of them that we've ever seen in every movie we've ever watched.
No. Nope.
Do you see the part I think I was
Anyways.
laughing the most at too? And it was mostly because the audience was laughing was their shitty movie that they screened to an audience where they had like, it was her voice and like you couldn't hear half the
when
time.
The
because
voice,
her head was moving.
then the voice started switching too.
You could
where it
hear a
was the guy-
heartbeat, you could hear her pearls, and then like the audio got unsynced, and then it went slow motion. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that
It was pretty funny.
and that slap your knee laughter.
Yeah.
I guess that's as good as the rope.
And then they're just like coming out of the theater like laughing super hard. So I was like continuing laughing. I was like, yeah, they hated this movie. It was a disaster.
Yeah,
Why didn't they
it
check
was.
the audio before they, brought a bunch of people into a room and made them watch
That's
it?
true. Yeah,
That's
that's a good
true.
point.
Did you watch there was an audio commentary and I didn't watch it, but Debbie Reynolds was on it.
I did. It was
Okay.
It was okay. It was a lot of
Yeah.
what people did back then, how people got hired, that type of stuff. So a
Okay.
lot of like background stuff for actors and not so much production stuff for the movie.
Okay.
The things they did focus on were the amount of injuries that people had throughout the
Ooh.
movie. The big ones were the fever for that, famous song. The what's his name? O'Connor. He slept basically for 3 days after that Make Him Laugh scene because of his the 4 packs a day was the thing he was just doing, and he was normally fine with it because he wasn't running around as much. But
Oh, okay.
that scene just kicked his ass because he was like, he had never done that flip up a wall thing before, and the director was like, "Do you think you can do 2?" And he's like, "I could try." And
Holy cow, really?
He fucking did it. And then they apparently,
Goddamn.
so he, passed out for 3 days. He came back
Oh.
in some technical glitch with the camera where it was like the footage was foggy. So they're like, "Hey, you got to do that again."
That's pretty ironic
Wow.
given there's that one scene, where we introduce the director and he's talking about how he got into pictures and the director's sitting there like the stuntman won't get up and he's like, I won't get up. It's going to take days to get another one of these guys. So, O'Connor, get up. Oh, no, he's not getting up.
He's dead. We killed him. Oh, that's not good. That's bad. Also, Debbie Reynolds during the Good Morning scene, that was like her most intense dance number. And that was the one that she learned like all of her dance moves basically. Because when she was hired for this movie, she could sing. She was a gymnast, so she could she was athletic, but she didn't know how to dance at all. So she learned everything from Gene Kelly in this movie. And that scene was like the one where she, went from 0 to pretty close to as good as she got. And they shot like multiple days, 14-hour days, just dancing the entire time. And when they finally got it, like the end of the last set, she had to be carried off set, and the bottom of her feet were bleeding,
Oh,
which is
Oh,
my
nuts.
God. All the way you're saying, good morning, my feet are bleeding now. I mean, I just imagine the big old
Good
smile on your
morning,
face
good
while you're
morning.
just dying.
And
Oh
dude,
my
I mean, it's
God.
crazy thinking that they look so happy and agile
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They do.
She looks fantastic. She doesn't seem like she's, the amateur there.
No, she's as good as they are in those scenes where she's doing it. Like she's not slower than them or like fucking it up more. Like they're all like kicking their legs out in unison. Pretty good.
Close.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
close.
Yeah, pretty close.
She
And
was
she has heels
off
on.
a few times. She was off a few
Oh,
times.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Was she?
But not enough for it to
she fucked it up.
Yeah.
but not enough for for it to be bad. It was just like, it's whatever. I
Yeah.
honestly didn't know that she wasn't really a dancer. So there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Debbie Reynolds was the mom of Carrie Fisher.
Wait, what? Really?
Wow, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I don't know who these people
you
are either.
just
When you
learn
mention
that
their
just
names,
now?
I don't even know what their faces are.
Yeah, when I was looking through the Wikipedia page.
Oh, TC hasn't seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia in Star Wars, TC.
That's why I know. That was the joke.
Oh, you did know that. I have no idea. I thought you didn't know
yeah.
anything
No,
about
no,
Star Wars.
I was being
No, we know
sarcastic
you know
because I
these
was
things.
saying I've never seen Star Wars.
Oh.
It's always like, I don't know who that is. Yeah, because I've never seen the movie. That's
Yeah.
right, podcast folks. I have
I hope
never
you're
seen
enjoying
Star
it.
Wars.
Your last couple of years being able to say that, TC.
That's
I
right.
relish in it. In fact, it came up today again.
Yeah.
Really?
No-
I mean, it's a
not for
popular
long.
fucking movie.
Because someone was like, he hasn't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox. And I was like, oh, man, like, how can you do that? And I was like, well, I guess I really can't judge because I haven't seen Star Wars. And he's like, yeah, exactly. What the fuck is that?
You
I'm like,
friggin'
I don't know.
hipster,
I
dude.
can't- I'm like, I'd rather see Fox than fucking Star Wars.
How do you know you haven't seen Star Wars?
I've seen other Star Wars.
Yeah,
I know what the plot is.
You saw Force Awakens, and that's it, I think, right?
Yeah. No, I've seen Rogue One, and I've seen, because
okay.
I've just seen them, just on things.
They went on
People-
flashy
yeah, so-
boxes, and I
Actually,
sit in
at
front of
those
the TV.
party, at that party I went to, it was on their screen.
So you lied to me. You fucking lied to me.
It was on a party. It was at a friend's house.
And it wasn't a movie theater screen.
Intentionally-
It was a small television.
it was, yeah, right. It was a 32-inch flat screen on a desk. Anyways.
Using the flat screen's audio, which was quite crappy.
Yeah, there was no, it's true.
No sound
True.
system. Nope.
Nope, not even a bar. Just a TV
Not even a
speaker.
bar. This day and age.
Yeah.
That's unheard of, man.
And
It makes me sad.
I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
But you know what? That part, the one part that I did like about the blonde actress was when they made her out all to be really stupid the whole fucking time, because she was.
mhm.
But when she has her fucking career on the line and she comes in and she gives the guy the letter and then says,
From the
"I'm gonna
lawyer?
I could sue you." Yeah. I could sue you, and she does the lawyer.
lawyer.
And she does like the lawyer speak. She's like, "You'll see it on line 34, blah, blah." I was like, hey, look at this one. You're not going to fuck with her money. You know, she's all fucking, I'm so stupid until you're going to fuck with her shit. And she's like, no, asshole. I got you by the balls. And the only way out of it, that was a great way out of it. Like, oh, I don't know. I didn't tell them to fucking pull the fucking curtain up, right?
Yeah.
What I could
Stupid,
do.
but smart enough to know she's stupid and to get a lawyer when she needs one.
Yeah, exactly. So not that dumb.
Not that dumb. You know who else was criticized for not being too smart was Debbie Reynolds on the set of this movie. She had been pretty successful in her young career as like a gymnast, and she was like a Miss wherever, like the state she was from, beauty pageant thing.
Mhm.
She won that. So she thought she was like the shit. She thought she knew what she was doing. And even though she was kind of new to like movies and especially being a big portion of a movie, she was stubborn when it came to taking direction from people who were like telling her what she needed to do a lot of the time. So she was pretty hard to work with, according to most people, even though most people thought she was like really talented and shit. Gene Kelly also
wow.
pretty hard to work with. He would yell at people
Really?
a lot. And even though he seems like the friendliest dude ever from the movie, he's an extremely hard worker, and he is just not happy outside of the shots in the movie. He's trying really hard to get everything perfect, and he screams at people if they're not doing it right. And it made Debbie Reynolds
Wow.
cry frequently during the course of this movie.
Damn.
There was
That's
one,
rough.
even Fred Astaire found her once. He was like on set, just like visiting a guy or like working on another movie. She was hiding underneath a piano and crying, and he had to like drag her out from underneath the piano and console her because she was just like heaving, just like, I hate it. This sucks. Why am I doing this?
God.
I'm getting screamed at every day. I can't do this. It's way too hard. I can't dance.
Yeah.
They knew that. They hired me. They're making me dance. I can't fucking do it.
Wow, that's
But hey,
that's-
she was young and hot, and that's why they hired her. No joke.
And not to mention, push the limits, get better.
Oh.
You're in Hollywood, kid.
Yeah.
Come on,
They had
Get
all
your
these
fuck
other
up your ass.
They
I
had
can
all these
picture
other
this.
women they had lined up.
Yeah.
Like what's her name from Wizard of Oz? What's her name?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Judy
That would be
Garland.
and
Judy
that was
Garland.
such a
Yeah.
hard time for women too.
It
right?
was.
Like
The
there's
only
some
reason they
asshole
didn't
be like,
hire all
"Hey,
these other
listen, hey,
people."
dame, there's another 20 women outside waiting to get this role. I don't give a fuck what you do. Learn how to dance."
Yep.
It's like Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. I no wonder why she was crying.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Those are
And
not.
she's young.
easy
She was
times.
18 years old. That's like
Right,
that's a kid.
like a kid.
Yeah.
Like a fucking kid. Fuck, I'm 35. I feel like I'm 18.
And she
I'm
didn't go
just
to school or
Like I
anything
just
either,
got to 18. Christ.
Oh, we got some bad news for you, TC. We're
Oh,
we're well
I'm
past
fucked.
18 at this
Oh
point.
yeah, hey, well, what happened to time? I don't know. Yeah, we're more than just we're more than overcooked. We're
Uh-huh.
we're charred.
We're
not even that
dried.
old.
We're dried out and oversalted. Is
Yeah, right.
chewy and quite spicy.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Bringing audio in ruined a lot of careers in the movies,
Oh really?
mostly for people with quote ugly voices and foreign accents.
Oh,
Which kind of makes sense. I mean, I could definitely, I mean, the extreme case in this movie, you have the voice coach who has a very soothing voice and the freaking blonde girl who has the most annoying voice I've ever heard.
Oh my God. No, I've got another one that I know of that is, in a personal setting that's worse. But it's just like, that frequency just gets you, right?
Yeah.
That frequency, it's just like her frequency, that high one is just like, oh God, it tears at your eardrums.
It does. I wonder what, is that like, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. I think it's
her voice. I don't know. Do you think she made that up?
It kind of reminds me of Miss Piggy. Were the Muppets before or after this movie?
Call, I guess. So someone could have put that voice on, but it's hard to. Yeah. But I feel like when you're doing that, you're making a face.
Oh yeah, I'm stretching my face hard. I'm trying.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like you're not doing that and then looking like her up there and not have, So I don't know.
Is true.
It sounded like it was her voice. There's an actor that came out in the 90s that was on Cheers that I remember had a voice similar to that.
What about that girl? Was she on Will and Grace, the friend?
Oh yeah, her voice is awful too. Yeah. So it could be just a voice.
But her voice is less annoying than this blonde in this movie. The blonde in this movie is like,
well, she's playing it up.
That's her job,
sure.
right?
Yeah, right.
That's a shitty job, isn't it? At least you got to be in a good movie.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Wait, so I got to be in a classic movie that people will be watching for the next 80 years, and I'm going to be the only annoying character in the movie?
You're telling me I got to do the voice. They're like, oh, yeah, you got to do the voice.
You do the voice, and you get the fuck out. All right?
Yeah. Listen, hey, dame, there's 20 other women at the door.
And they can all do the voice. I swear it.
And they can all do the voice, see? Fuck, man. I'm so glad those times are over.
Yeah. This movie is 52. This was right around the time where they stopped making nitrate film, and they moved to acetate film. This movie, the original negative was filmed on nitrate, and it was lost in a fire in the 50s. So there are scenes that people think, there's some edit points that this movie is studied a lot, and there are points in the movie where people think that a sloppy editor, after the editor, like the actual editor, had their cut, went in like studio heads and cut out extra footage, specifically the scene with that, I don't know how to describe her, the dancer towards the end of the dream sequence with like the fake black hair wig thing.
Yeah.
It got too provocative, what people thought, because there were like stories on set of like, all right, you can't do that, dude. Like that's too much for G-rated movies. But so they think that they cut scenes out there, but they're gone forever because of the fire. And that happened to like a ton of movies back then.
And so did they clear did they clear the air of the rumors, or that just like
rumors are out there floating around?
Damn.
So I mean, it did sound like they did shoot stuff that isn't in the movie, but whether or not they tried to keep it in the film is not, available information, I guess.
I see. Wow. I see.
And now that everybody's dead, we'll never know.
True. Yeah, it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Hi, Death. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks for always being there, bud. The Broadway Melody ballet scene, that weird one that I don't think any of us liked that much, was the most expensive scene in the movie. It was $600,000 for that 10-minute long scene.
Shit.
And that was like a fifth of the budget. So, I mean, that's a lot.
Man.
And it was added later on
strange.
because the narrative didn't make any sense without it. Because like they just had him talking about what he thought the ending of the movie was going to be.
Right.
And then they didn't have any footage there. And they're like, well, that's dumb. Like we're showing them everything else. We got to show them something. They're like, well, if we're going to show them something, it's got to be better than all the other stuff. So instead of doing like the coolest dances or whatever, because I don't think that happened, they just spent a lot of money on this weird ass set with a bunch of lights and a bunch of dancers and a bunch of costumes.
Wow.
Although
I did like the treadmills. That was a pretty cool part. Otherwise,
you like the treadmills there, John? Treadmills on the floor?
Treadmills are cool.
Oh, your little briefcase in the treadmill?
He's a big treadmill guy. He's always been. I don't know, Denny.
I get nervous when people are wearing dresses on treadmills. You don't know those things are going to get stuck underground and just pull the people under.
You're right. That would be rough.
Made me nervous.
That would be rough. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Thanks, Denny.
The crazy veil, that really long frickin' cape that woman was wearing in that one weird part of that weird scene. You know what I'm talking about? No. It's like blowing. It's like 30 feet long. And it's blowing
that
in the
was
air.
cool. That was kind of neat.
Right. Yeah. When he kisses the other woman.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part to shoot. They had a bunch of big ass fans. Fans back then were just on and off. So they had one person manning each fan, and they had to choreograph people just turning on their fan at the right times for where the person was standing, so the veil would flow with the wind to the song and all that shit.
Wow.
So it was pretty hard to get right.
Yeah, I mean, I figured there's a lot of coordination on this one because they like the music all seemed to go together with some of the movements, and it just seems like they did a lot of thinking about time.
And those
when they
guys
were
were
shooting
really
each thing.
tapping around pretty fast. If they didn't know what they were doing, they really could have tapped over each other and hurt somebody. It would have been bad.
Huh.
It would have been more than just two
Tap-
pairs of bloody feet or one pair of bloody feet. It would have been
Do you
more.
think that's in the insurance? Look, we need tap protection.
Tap insurance.
If these guys go down, we're fucked.
Who's going to tap?
We need-
No one can tap like these guys can tap.
No one can tap.
It's a dying
We better-
freaking skill.
Yeah. That's true.
Which is dead now, right? People don't tap dance anymore.
No, I don't think so. They tap dance.
Oh, who
They
does?
Still tap. If you go do ballet school as a kid, you're definitely tapping.
Oh,
still.
really?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. My sister was in ballet and she did tap.
To what end?
I mean, until she was like in high school.
And then just stopped doing it altogether?
Yeah, because she just stopped dancing. I think she had, she's got had some injuries and not like bad ones, but enough to be like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Bad knees and shit at the time. And, and also like, it's fucking, you go in high school. You know how that was. Doing other shit. I'm not going to dance.
My high school tap dancing was the coolest fucking thing you could do. So everyone that did it was the
Really?
coolest people. No, absolutely not.
Oh.
Okay.
Dude,
It's the opposite
John,
of that.
He had
Well
me
done.
too. He had me
Yeah.
too. Yeah, you
Hold on.
fucking, your sarcasm was so non-existent in that one that like,
Nice.
it was, it was fucking dead on.
I'm tired enough
Had
from
me
the
going.
weekend that I just can
Yeah.
pull off the
Yeah.
level of
Like,
sarcasm to, yeah,
you're like,
it's good.
No. What are you talking about?
What
dude?
world do you think we
Yeah.
live in, huh?
Well, and look, this wasn't in school. This was like, I just meant like she was having different things. She actually went to like dance school after school, as
Oh.
like an extracurricular activity.
The real stuff.
So they had dance and, regular ballet, and that's what it was. I mean, and also I'm still thinking like when my sister was doing pageants and shit, like pageants definitely probably still have tap dancing as a skill.
Oof.
John, you got that to look forward to, huh? Going to your kids' pageants? You
No,
can do it,
no.
honey.
Yeah, I
gotta do
God,
that.
she's terrible.
No.
I don't know why we haven't had that done,
No,
but
no
you know.
pageants.
What
Yeah.
pageants? Oh, they exist, dude. They exist. Just wait till like second grade or something.
Jeez. Oh, they're there. That's definitely there.
What?
When does it happen?
Really?
Kindergarten?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
No,
Wait, John, you were never
I'm
in
sure
those
they
things?
start kids out young.
You mean like talent shows, right? Not like beauty
Yeah, I think he
pageant
means
type
like
crap.
talent shows,
I
not
mean,
like beauty
yeah.
pageant things.
No, not
Yeah,
beauty
that's
pageants,
fine.
but like dress up like a tree and then say like 5 lines about why trees are good, and then
Oh, that's like a play.
yeah, like
That's
that.
That's
Yeah,
a play.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, you got those coming no matter what.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and all
fine.
the kids sing, and you go, ah, and that one on the
That's
left almost
mine.
had
That's
it.
mine.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and then and you see the guy, and you're like tucking shit to your wife, and then you look over and you see the guy like he's happy as hell, and you're like, oh boy, yeah, no, he's great.
Turn to the stranger. You're right. My kid's better than your kid.
It's
all a
And
competition.
the guy from behind goes, yeah, but you can't sing. Just that was only in Massachusetts, I think, Denny. In California, they'd be like, well, everyone has talent and everyone contributes, and let's not make anybody feel upset and sad. And, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that is true.
It's true.
It is.
Yeah.
And it makes everybody weaker, you bunch of weak
It does.
California
It
idiots.
does. Dude, I asked someone today, and I was like, do you think I should mention this to the other vendor? Do you think people are sensitive to that? And then I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you're turning, dude. You
Why do I
can't
do
help
that?
it. You
Yeah,
can't
you're
help it.
like, you can't help it. It's in there. Like my moral compass is just there now. It's like I don't know why. I don't want it to be. I want it to be.
It's tough. Like
Yeah.
it rubs off on you, just like,
Yeah.
being here every day. It just, yeah.
Yeah. And then someone else was like, well, I don't think they shouldn't be. And I was like, yeah, fuck this. If this was in Boston, they'd be like, someone be like yelling at me like, we're paying them both. Fuck them.
Yeah.
And that
exactly.
would be the thing. Like, who cares?
But here
what
it's
they
like,
think?
just in case, I'm going to write the letter, but I'm going to make sure I word it really nicely so he doesn't get upset.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So, yeah, it's not happening on the podcast though.
No.
When I hate a movie. I fucking hate a movie. So that's just it.
Yes.
Anyways,
This
that's
movie
the
is listed as like the last musical. It's like the last big musical, and everything was downhill from here until you get to like the 90s.
And then Bollywood started.
yeah, it was with that. Yeah, I guess so. And that was popular there, but like, yeah, it was the dying. This is the death. This is the death rattle of the musical of the.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah.
So what? It did not have a long tenure then, the musical.
It
And you think
was like
about
10
it.
years probably.
Yeah, wow, that's short.
But I mean, if you think about silent films, those are kind of musicals too. Because I mean,
True,
all it is
it's
people
against the
dancing
same kind
around
of
and stuff.
coordination. Yeah, same kind of coordination and stuff. You're right.
But speaking about those old movies, this movie exists because this guy named Arthur Freed. You guys ever heard of that guy before?
No.
He wrote songs for MGM. He wrote all the songs for this movie, save for the 2 new ones. They were written before this movie, not for like Singin' in the Rain had been in 7 other movies before this movie had come out. It was an
Really?
MGM property. This guy worked for MGM under contract and just wrote songs for like 20 years from like the mid-teens of, 19 teens to the mid-30s. And they used all of the songs and they had all the rights to them. So the idea for this movie came up when they were just like, hey, I like this song Singin' in the Rain. Let's make a movie about this song. And that was it. Like there was no plot. There's no anything. They're just like, I like this song. We have the rights to it. It's a pretty good song. Let's make a movie about this song.
Wow. I mean, you think that guy that wrote all the songs, instead of like movies playing at his parties, he had like an orchestra?
And he make everyone sit down and listen intently.
And sit there and listen. Right. Like, look what I wrote. Look what I wrote.
It's pretty good, right? I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sweet. Yeah,
I
think
love
so too.
Hollywood. Up there in the hills on their extravagant homes.
That guy's pretty badass, though. He wrote, all the
That's
songs.
awesome. No, what a fucking gig, too. Damn. And he's like a prolific writer, too, on top of it. So that's pretty.
Yeah, he was a huge, very famous dude back in the 50s and 40s and stuff.
Yeah, lots of things have to align for all those things to happen, right? Like, pretty cool.
I did have a hard time watching the Singin' in the Rain scene and not thinking about little Alex over there and him telling us to viddy well, little brother.
Oh, man.
It's tough, right?
It is tough.
Wait, what is that? What's the reference to there?
Clockwork Orange.
Oh, see, you didn't get the reference.
Yeah, it's he sings that song while he's like kicking the shit out of somebody and doing terrible things.
I never finished that movie, so I didn't really. I don't know if I started much of it either.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to it. It's ruined this. It's partially ruined the song.
Yeah,
I will, and I'm willing to let it be ruined. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
This movie got no award love, even though people think it should now, because the year before, Gene Kelly had a movie called An American in Paris, and it got a lot of award love. And when this one came out, since it was funny and not just dramatic, and for some reason people wanted only the dramatic at that time, they thought it wasn't worth anything because it was funny.
And I thought it wasn't like a big smashing success either, right?
It did a pretty good job. They went over budget by almost $1 million, which was a lot for the time. It had like a $2.5 million budget total, but it made $7 million first run at the box office.
Oh, okay.
So it made money, but it wasn't like I read that it says like for the time, that is pretty good. It was considered a hit for the time.
Okay.
Because I don't think blockbusters made like 5 times their budget back then.
Wow.
But now they do.
How much was the budget for Singin' in the Rain?
$2.5 million.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Seems like they did quite a bit for that 2.5 million.
They did. I think they
Although things were priced differently then.
Right. Yeah. They were all studio films. Like the actors were all contracted. They didn't have to this is before the whole acting push where the actors started getting paid a lot of money
right. Too. So like the money was spent on the film.
Right. And they had the studio lots. So they all these sets for the most part, like they owned them. So it wasn't that much of a cost sort of stuff.
Yeah, they're pumping out movies. You know?
And this movie wasn't, when they were making it, no one thought it was going to be the classic it is now. They're just like, we're going to make a fun movie. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we got some songs we need to use up. So let's just
free songs.
Songs.
Contracted actors. Got some freaking studios over here. We can throw some weird colored shit down in and, 1 month later.
Let's go.
Let's fucking make a movie.
Let's fucking do it.
That's right. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And so the last piece of trivia I have is that girl with the black wig that's not introduced and doesn't have any speaking lines was in the movie because Debbie Reynolds could not do those dance moves.
Oh,
so her character was supposed to be there.
Oh, like in the dream sequence?
In the dream sequence. And that would have made sense. That would have really cleared up a lot of my confusion for what the hell was going on.
I thought he was cheating.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Who is this woman? Is this a dream sequence? I thought he was describing the end of the movie.
Why is he dreaming about the other woman?
Yeah.
It was all very confusing. I agree.
And it was, not intentionally, right? It was just because the other girl couldn't do those.
He got there and she put the hat on the foot and she could make it like halfway up and they're like, fuck. Right? Like she can't do this.
She can't do the hat foot thing. That's the only thing we need.
Yeah, that's the first thing we need. We have to do this with the foot and the hat. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. I don't know what to say. We got to get someone else. Because did that woman I guess she did a lot of dance moves that were pretty impressive. I don't know.
She did. She was a famous dancer. She, I guess it was, it kind of seemed, I don't know. I didn't like that dancing as much as like the crazy ass flailing and tapping.
Dude, I'm so glad you had that factoid because I was so confused when that happened. I was like, what am I missing? I rewound it to be like, fuck, did I take my eyes off the screen again? Like, what did I miss? Right?
Dude, halfway through that scene, I was following it all the way. I turned to Naomi. I was like, did I lose the narrative here? Like, what is going on? And she's like, I have no idea.
Okay.
No, he described, all that tied it there was he's like, oh, I know how we're going to end that film. And then they just cut to this Broadway scene because supposedly somehow in that film they were going to cut back
with a
and
bunch
forth
of wigged
between,
people, like in fancy houses. That would have been appropriate. I don't understand
Well,
that either.
they were going to cut back and forth between the past and the present. He described that was how they were doing redoing that film as a musical, because there was going to be some kind of story where they were dreaming about the past. Or I don't remember even how they explained it.
I do, but don't you think it would have been better if they showed us at least one other time where they had the present line of that story? Because like,
I don't. Yeah.
Just as like a basis to be like,
It
all right,
didn't
this
make any
exists
sense.
and it looks like this.
Even if you had a modern, they didn't show how that links back to at all to
Right.
like the old part at all, not a bit. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this like that? What is that? I can't think of the movie. There's a movie where a guy lives forever and he just goes through a bunch of times and like falls in love with different women and wakes up like every 30 years and just lives again. The fuck was that movie
I
called?
thought that was Groundhog Day.
No.
It had Colin Farrell in it and Russell Crowe, and everyone hated it, but I liked it because I was drunk.
Oh, was that The Curious Case?
Because you were drunk.
I was really drunk in the theater, and I was just
So
like, I
matter
love
of
this
fact.
movie. It's so good.
It's funny.
I
I think this is funny. It's funny, man. Everyone's like, shut
Is
the
anybody
fuck
else
up.
close to crying? This is fucking great. I love this movie.
Wait,
Everyone's
who
like,
was
it's
in it?
awful.
It had Russell Crowe, Colin Farrell. It had Will Smith in it in one of the weirdest cameos. Will Smith was in it like 3/4 of the way through as the devil. And what was it called? I'm looking it up right now.
I'm trying to. I have seen this.
You've seen it too?
Yeah.
Did you see it in the theaters?
Hey,
Did you
and
almost
he's
cry?
so disappointed that he has.
Winter's
He's
Tale.
like, oh, fuck, I've seen
Winter's
this.
Tale. It's a weird film.
Oh, it's super
Is
weird.
it?
I liked it though. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked that there was unicorns. I liked it how he lived a couple of lives. You know,
it
Will
was
Smith
just
is the
it was
devil.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drunk enough to excuse it and enjoy
This
it.
is great. It's Will Smith. He's like a good guy. Even as the devil, and I like him.
I don't see enough Will Smith these days. I got to start watching those shitty movies that he keeps pumping out.
I think it's funny.
Making good money, though.
I have nothing else on this one. Is that,
All right.
is that
Sounds
okay
good.
with you guys?
Yeah.
I have nothing else.
Hey,
It's
Timmy,
already
you got anything, Timmy? Here.
He's singing in the bush.
All right, Timmy.
That was nice. That was a nice little tune there.
Yeah.
All right, next week, guys, we're staying in the past. You ready for this? 1948, bicycle thieves.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
In post-war Italy, a working-class man's bicycle is stolen. He and his son set out to find it.
Ah, shit.
All right.
Oh, no.
That doesn't sound very exciting. I better bring the wire cutters and cut the lock. I'm stealing some bikes, right?
I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can do this one. This one's going to
It's
be...
Only
short.
an
It's
hour
short.
and 29 minutes long. You can do
okay.
it.
I can do it.
I think I
And
believe
we're
in
doing
you.
it on a Monday. So, you know,
Yes.
we'll have,
The Monday
hate
depression,
myself
the Monday
midweek
scaries, whatever
instead
you
of
want to
hate
call it.
myself on the weekends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Sweet. All right, guys, let's watch that one.
All right.
All right.
All
See you
Oh,
later.
wait, we got to do the thing. Mission250filmcast.com website. We're on
The
Facebook and
thing.
Twitter. We're on podcast apps. Why don't you give us a 5-star and write a quick little review? 5-word review. Go for it.
And we got to thank our, sponsor.
Oh,
right?
yeah, shoot. Yeah, we're once again sponsored by the Grey Duck, the Micro Cinema in Rochester, Minnesota.
Do you know if they're still playing Parasite or what they're playing? You should probably find out what they're playing when we're. I guess this is going to
That's
be a
true.
couple weeks late, though, but it'll still be different every time.
It's always a little bit rough because
We record in the past.
Yeah.
Do they have? Yeah, we record in the past. It's only not that far away. We're not talking about years.
So, well, they're running like right now. They're running like all the Oscar shorts.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Like the live
doing,
action ones?
Yeah, the animation live action.
Sweet.
So that's kind of what they're running. They're still running. They're still showing Parasite. Yeah, Saturday
Nice.
they're showing it. Yeah, good for
Oh,
them.
very cool, man. That's a great little theater. So thank you,
Oh
Grey
yeah,
Duck.
it's great.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks again. All right, dudes. Let's watch a super
All
old
right.
one again. Try not to, punch the television, TC. Don't do it.
Well,
Be all
I like to watch other things on it, so I think I'll be okay there.
Oh, gotcha. That makes
But
sense.
now Timmy, I can't, Timmy might have to come out and fucking smash a thing, We'll see.
I can't
He
wait.
doesn't care. He doesn't care about watching other things,
He's a selfish person.
He's singing in the bush. Fuck you.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right, see you guys.
Stop 'em